What's up, my fellow artists? Today I'm going to be showing you how to write a song. A lot of people struggle with this because they don't know how to start, or when they get started, they feel like their ideas are bad, or maybe they even have a good idea and they don't know how to elaborate on it and to turn it into a complete piece of art. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a method I call the seed method that solves all of those problems in a step-by-step manner. Now, creativity is a really strange thing, so I'm just going to give you guys a heads up that everybody learns how to create in a different way. And so at the end of the day, we all come up with our own systems. And so before we jump right into explaining this method, be sure to post in the comments your experiences with creating music, what systems or ideas you've found that have helped you write the music you want to make. I look forward to sparking some conversations down in the comments below so that we can all come together as artists and be the best selves we can be. Okay, so the seed method, obviously, it starts with a seed. So what is a seed? Well, a seed in music is a motif, a mood, an idea. It's basically the very essence that contains all the rules that will dictate how the rest of the piece will be created. I'll demonstrate this later and I'll show you how to start coming up with seeds, but essentially as artists you come up with seeds through play and experimentation. Every piece of music, every piece of art, or really every creation in this world for that matter, has started with an idea in somebody's mind. And that is what we're talking about with this seed. The problem, however, is many ideas that we have in our mind are actually not very great. And so the next step to creating a great piece of music is to sift through many seeds. The best way to do this is to prototype. So we sit down on the piano again, or whatever music software we're using, and we start trying out different seeds and elaborating on them a little bit to see how they sound. And what we're trying to do in this process is weed out all of the bad seeds until we get to the good seeds. The final process, once you find your good seed, is to elaborate on that seed. We're going to cultivate, we're going to water, we're going to plant, we're going to water this seed. And how we're going to do that is we're going to take the initial idea and we're going to take little pieces of it and make branches. And then those branches are going to make leaves. And each part of the tree is a reflection of the initial idea. You know, when you listen to a song and you hear this cool little melody right off the bat, and then you're like thinking of all the ways this song could go, and then it goes to those places that you imagined as you were listening to it. It's really exciting to have those expectations fulfilled as an audience consuming the art. And when we're creating the art, that's what we're trying to do. We're taking this good idea that we had and we're elaborating it in all the ways that it can go. We're pushing its limits. We're playing around with the rules that were set by the initial idea. That's really satisfying when you find a piece of music that is fractally connected to itself at all levels, both macro and microcosmic. That is where the most power lies in art, I believe. Those are the 3 steps. And so let's quickly hop into a demonstration so I can show you how this process works when it comes to my own creativity. Okay, so here I am in a simple music software. This is a really cool little piece of software. It's in my internet browser. It's called Petaporan. Let's go ahead and start with trying to come up with an idea by prototyping. So let's quickly see what instrument kind of grabs our attention. Okay, this purple one does. So let's prototype. Let's just throw some notes onto the keyboard and see what we like. Okay, so this seed doesn't sound very interesting to me. So I'm going to try iterating on it and seeing if I can make it a better seed. I think what's wrong with it is it doesn't have enough contrast to it. So let's make that second part kind of contrast the first part with these little staccato hits. Okay, I don't like that. How about we just throw out this seed and start completely over from scratch, since it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Let's use the green instrument this time. I kind of like that, actually. So I switched instruments there to give it a little bit of contrast. Since I like this idea, I think I'm going to move on to step 3 and begin taking little pieces and making new branches of the idea to elaborate on it further and flesh it out more. I'm going to copy and paste to repeat it. And then instead of it going down, let's make it go up. So there's my first little branch off of the tree. That's not too bad. What if we grab this little repeated staccato here and see what we can do to play with it, to come up with a new branch. And what we're doing here is we're making sure that as we elaborate on the piece, as we add variations, we're staying true to the initial idea. The seed of the idea or the motif contains all of the rules necessary to flesh it out. We just have to experiment and see what's within or without the bounds. If you go too far away from the initial rules set by your idea, it can be disorienting to the listener because it goes beyond their expectations in a way that is too chaotic. Although it's great to play with expectations and to elaborate on a seed in a way that maybe they never thought could be done, you don't want to push that too far because then you kind of violate the initial expectation set by the motif. Okay, so what I did there was I extended this piece and I elaborated it, and then I made it sort of, and then I extended this idea again, and I elaborated it on even further. So now we have 4 measures. Let's see what this sounds like. So that's great, but it doesn't conclude very well. So let me see what's going on here. There we go. So now we have our harmony straight, and hopefully this will loop back into itself. And we have sort of the skeletons with the branches and leaves for our entire musical idea here. Now let's flesh it out. Let's decorate it and add some flourishes around it. Let's add drums. Let's add bass. Let's arrange this and make it into a beautiful tree, cherry blossom tree, if you will. All right, let's see what we can do here. Let's take a new instrument. Okay, so there's another little part to flesh it out more. Let's add a bass. A lot of this comes with time, the skill of being able to flesh out an idea into a fully fledged tree. Over time as an artist, you learn ways of doing this more and more. And so don't feel bad if you struggle to flesh out the idea. If you're following these steps and you struggle particularly with one step, say you struggle with coming up with the initial seed, then you can actually practice that. You can practice that step 1 of coming up with good ideas over and over again until you get better at it. If you then start feeling like you're struggling with elaborating and adding variations to your good ideas, then you can practice that part of the method. And what you'll want to do is have habits of practicing both of those things every single day so that you can send yourself onto a trajectory to greatness as an artist. I think that I have done pretty well with elaborating on this seed for the sake of this tutorial, I feel like I would be wasting your time to demonstrate any further. We'll play this song real fast and see how we like it. As you can see, I didn't have much time to elaborate further. I could have added a B section to maybe contrast this initial elaboration. There's a lot more I could do to flesh out this idea, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of your time, I'm going to end the video here. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you're interested in more content where I show you how to overcome barriers to your creativity and become the best artist that you want to be. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.